unbelievable. He's Bruce Lee, the master of karate, kung fu, delivering that Chinese connection. Rated R.
Hey guys, Charles Damiano here from the Bruce Lee Collection for another episode of Bruce Lee Show and Tell. Today this episode is going to be about one of my favorite Bruce Lee movies, The Chinese Connection, which I saw back in 1973 when I was 14 years old, and today I'm going to share with you some of the memorabilia that I picked up at that time. Now when you went to the movie theaters at that time, it displayed in front of the theater to promote the movie would be the big giant one sheets, which I'm going to share with you today. You'd see the black and white publicity stills, which I'm going to show you as well. And then obviously they had the lobby cards, both in sizes 11 by 14 and 8 by 10. And I'm going to share with the color lobby cards with you as well today. But I'm going to start with the stills that you would normally see displayed in front of the movie theater. And when I was a kid back in 73, I was 14 years old. I picked up this big photo book at the time, and I still have these stills displayed in this nice photo album. And I put all 10 of these beautiful Chinese Connection stills in this book, which I'll share with you today. So first we're going to start with the black and white stills that you would see in front of the movie theater at the time. Obviously these were the originals, as you can see from the slugs at the bottom of the picture. It says The Chinese Connection, the year it came out, 1973. And unlike most movie stills that a lot of people have in their collections without the slugs, those are simply copies of the original or copies of copies. And these are usually the ones you saw in the movie theater. And that's what makes them so significant and important, that these are the original stills that came out from The Chinese Connection back in 1973. Here you can see the second still, also with the slugs at the bottom, where he finds out that his teacher passed away and he's mourning the death of his teacher. Obviously, when the Japanese come to his school, Bruce jumps out for the challenge because they want him to close down the school, which he wasn't happy with. This next still shows him slapping his face when he was super mad and he was started to clench his fists, and at that time you heard his knuckles popping, which got everyone excited for him to break loose and start fighting everyone. Here he actually goes to the school, and that's where you see Bruce for the first time actually display the nunchakus.
Unbelievable. He's Bruce Lee.
I think we were all introduced to for the first time, and the audience went crazy when they saw that opening scene, and he actually took rage on the Japanese school. Here's another shot of him flipping the guy over his head. After he takes on the entire school, he goes to the park, he goes for a walk, and he meets the person in front of the park who looks at the sign and it says no Chinese or dogs allowed, and obviously you know how Bruce felt about that at the time, and not too happy. And here in this scene, as you can see, Bruce Lee takes rage on one of the people who come out of the park saying, hey, you want me to get you in? Why don't you go on your hands and knees like a dog and I'll take you in the park? And obviously Bruce Lee wasn't too happy with that comment, and as you can see, he takes rage on the guy and starts beating the hell out of him. And then obviously here you have Bob Baker displaying some strength feats in the Japanese school as Bruce was entering the school, kind of spying on them before he takes on the school. And obviously this last still, number 10, that you would see in front of the movie theater, it shows a scene with Nora Mao and Bruce just kind of hanging out after he came back from destroying the Japanese school. He's figuring out now what he should do next, and all the cops are looking for him and trying to find him. So this is, again, one of the items that I picked up in the early 70s. I'm also going to share with you today the color movie stills that were in front of the movie theater called the lobby cards. I actually have them in 8x10, which I'm going to show you next. And now these are the lobby cards. Actually, these are the 8x10 version. They also came out with the 11x14 version that you would see displayed in front of the movie theaters. And I went to the Jefferson Theater back on 14th Street and 3rd Avenue, and also saw Chinese Connection in the Academy of Music one block up, where they had a double feature with Fist of Fury and Chinese Connection. But these were displayed in front of the movie theater, and this is what you looked at first before you went into the movie. So obviously this is a beautiful color still, and it came out in 1973. Original lobby card 8x10. Another beautiful one that you would see in front of the movie theater, again, where he was mourning the death of his teacher. Again, where he went to the park. Here's the color version of the black and white, which I just showed you. Here is when he fights Suzuki at the end, the Japanese head teacher at the school. And obviously he's kicking him through the window. Here is when he finds out that the cooks poisoned his teacher, and he takes rage with about 100 different blows into the chest of one of the cooks. Everyone remembers that famous scene.
So why did you kill my teacher then? Why did you kill my teacher? Why did you kill my teacher?
Here you have his famous battle with Bob Baker at the time, which was phenomenal. It was probably one of the best martial arts scenes ever filmed at that time. And I think all of you guys remember this scene. And then obviously at the end of the movie, where the cops are waiting for Bruce, he does his famous flying kick, and the movie ends with the Chinese Connection song coming on, and you hear all the bullets going off, firing into Bruce, and the movie ends with a still frame of him flying in the air, and that ends the movie. This is just before he ended the movie. He talked to one of the police officers and say he'll pay for his he'll pay for what he's done to the school. And those are the color lobby cards that I also picked up at Memorabilia House on 14th Street at the time. I remember at 14 I was so excited to find these stills, as well as the black and white ones. And the last two items I'm going to share with you guys now is going to be the original Chinese Connection movie poster, as well as the press book from Chinese Connection, which actually promoted the movie at that time. And here's the third item that I wanted to share with you guys today. This is an actual original press book that came out in 1973. And press books, what they did, as well as press kits, is they promoted the movie at the time. And in it displays all the ads and the movie posters and the stills and the lobby cards that I just shared with you. But it was all displayed in a press book that they would send to the movie theaters, letting them know all the materials that they needed to put out in front of the movie theater back in the early 70s. And that's how they promoted the movies back then. And I'll flip through this for you real quick so you can get an idea what these press books consisted of. So again, these are all the ads that you would see in the different newspapers that came out promoting the Chinese Connection, as well as different size movie posters, one sheets, half sheets. One sheets were the full movie posters that they came out with that were 27 by 41, and I'll share an original one with you in a second. Also in the press book, you'll see some of the movie stills. It tells you a little story about what the Chinese Connection was about, the cast, who was in it, the date the movie was going to be released. So these were a lot of fun. As you could see, some of the lobby cards that we went over, Again, more information on the film. And again, this is how they marketed the film at the time. And then you knew it was coming to your movie theater, and they were getting ready to release it. So again, original press book from the Chinese Connection. And then the last thing I'd like to share with you guys is this beautiful original movie poster, which I'll grab here. And this is one of my favorites. And obviously, all of you remember this classic movie poster. This is an actual original one sheet in mint condition. 27 by 41 was the size of these original one sheet movie posters. Again, promoting the Chinese Connection. It says unstoppable, unbelievable, unbeatable, Bruce Lee in Chinese Connection. And again, I think as a kid when we saw this back in 1973 and it was displayed in the frame in front of the movie theater, adjacent to it would be the color lobby cards in both 8 by 10 or 11 by 14. And the publicity stills. This is what got us excited as kids. This is what we remember. And I was fortunate enough to pick these up at a memorabilia house, like I said earlier, on 14th Street and 3rd Avenue called Movie Star News. And picked these up back in '73, and I'm happy here to share it with you guys today. So again, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Charles Damiano once again from the Bruce Lee Collection saying have fun collecting, and until next time, take care. A few points to keep in mind when looking for an original movie still is that you'll notice on the left-hand side you'll see a copyright and a date, 1973, National General Pictures. I love the way Bruce Lee's name is displayed on these photos in the Chinese Connection. You'll see an all rights reserved on the photo. Again, the date, 1973, you'll see the 73. And you'll usually see these little codes on the corner of the photo. This one has IHA8. And you'll generally notice also that the photo has much better picture clarity than prints or duplications, or these days people are scanning things on their computer and then laser printing a photo or ink printing a photo, and it's just not the same clarity.